Hey everyone, this is Tanner, and I compose the music for Slack Shack's Gravity Falls trailer, Season 3. And today I just wanted to kind of go over it and look at all the different things that I did and kind of explain where I got the ideas for all the different parts um, and whatnot. So, first of all, I just wanted to kind of go ahead and go over it, listen to it first, and then we'll get into it. Alright, here we go. Alright. So you can tell there's a ton of stuff going on, lots of things, lots of different instruments and whatnot. So that's why I kind of organized it like this, to where you can just kind of go through all the different tracks and see what's going on with all of them in their separate groups. So first, I just want to go over the drums and whatnot. Danon from Slack Shack did make it known to me that he did want a lot of drums. And so I pretty much gave it to him. So we got one set of drums, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 different sets of drums, all playing throughout the track. So I'll go ahead and start with this little piece right here. So this right here is actually a sample, I'm pretty sure, from Cubase itself. Let me see. Anyway, yeah, just a sample from one of these libraries over here that comes with Cubase 10.5. And so I just was looking through kind of to give this beginning part some ominous feeling to it, because they explained to me that in the beginning there was going to be some voiceover and whatnot, and it needed to have a sort of feeling to it. So I found this and it seemed to fit the bill pretty well. And I just kind of pitched it up and down to wherever the notes were to fit the main theme of Gravity Falls. So yeah, so that's that right there. And then we've got some build-ups right here. It's filter drums. So what I did with these is I panned this one. They kind of come up. Pan this one from the left to the middle, and as well as this one, panned it to the left, to the right, to the middle. So it kind of comes in on both sides. So, and that was just to kind of build it up and whatnot. Give it a little more space in the mix. So, and then we have the Havocity low drums. These drums are from obviously Havocity, and they are ensemble drums, master sessions ensemble drums right here. And this is just a giant patch full of all the organic drums on the patch on the from the instrument library. So this is what that sounds like. And I did kind of distort them quite a bit. You can tell the distortion is all the way up on it. And that was just to make it a little brighter, a little harder, and give it a better feeling, a more epic, modern feeling from the music. Okay, then we have the wood drums. Again, same thing from Havocity, Master Sessions Wood Ensemble Wood, I guess. And those are playing this part. So these drums come in on the second part of the chorus, and that's just to make it a little different, and make it more epic. So then we have the medals again from Havocity, on ensemble metal, I'm guessing. Yep. So again, a giant patch of all reverby metal drums. Okay, and then obviously they continue on into the second portion of the chorus. Then we have toms that and you notice they're a little wide, and that is because there is a stereo spread all the way up to 100, so that it fills up the space more, sonic space, I guess. Okay, then we have some filtered drums, which you heard kind of in the build-up section. And those are the exact same thing as the Havocity low drums up here, just the EQ, they're EQ'd a little different. So, and I believe it does have, okay, yeah, so here's the EQ. It just kind of rolls off the bottom, and then around 3 kilohertz, kind of little parameter dip right there. Okay, and then we have the Taikos, and this I have what's called Portal, and it is a granular synthesis plugin. And this is what that sounds like. So that just kind of gave it a little bit more, little different sounds to it. And you can see I cut off the bottom end because there's a lot of bass in the song from different instruments, so I just cut them off. And obviously the drums give a lot of lower end, so I didn't want the lower end being too muddy. I wanted everything to be heard and whatnot, so kind of rolled it off towards the end there. And then around 600 hertz, I peaked it a little bit to give that the stick hit a little bit more frequencies, I guess you could say. And so I'll just play it like this. So you can see the peak kind of gives it a little bit more volume. Kind of brings it out as well. So yeah, so that's the Taiko. And then right here we have a little shaker. And you can tell it's panning from left to right, and that was again to give it more space, give the song, the track more space. Again, it's got Portal on it to give it that kind of distortion. And to kind of shake it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And auto pan, just basic, going left to right. And EQ, obviously, I rolled off the bottom end, a little bit of the top to take off the edge a little bit. And then I have a stereo widener. And so that's just, or excuse me, reverb. So that's just kind of making it a little, fit in the mix a little bit better, fit in the room. We already heard the build-up, cinematic percussion hit right there. And then I think everyone knows this part right here. So I had to add a little piece of the actual theme in there. So I took a harp and a Celestia. And what I did with the Celestia to make it not as hard hitting is I put the attack up on the envelope. So instead of it hitting hard like that, it just kind of rolls up. And then I have a pad here that kind of sounds like a bell. I don't know if you can hear that too well, but that's playing along with the harp and the Celestia. Alright, so that's the drums. Little fun fact is that I actually had these drums playing maybe not this one. So I had these drums and I sent this to Danon of Slack Shack, and he told me it needed more drums, that I need to go over the top with drums. So that's when I went ahead and added all of the rest over here. So yeah, you can tell it's a little bit over the top. Lots of drums, but that's alright, I like drums. So over here to the strings. So with the string section, I actually had written something beforehand, before this, the final piece, and I wasn't really sure if I liked it enough. It had the melody and whatnot, but it didn't feel as trailery, the epicness of trailers, I guess. And so, this might sound weird, but I was in the shower one day, and this part of the string section actually, I heard it in my head, and I knew that I had to write it down, and that it would fit really well with what I had written the beforehand. And so here's what I heard in my head. So yeah, that's what I heard in my head while I was in the shower. Kind of weird, but definitely true. And so I wrote this down. I have some cellos, dig, where they really dig into the strings. It's kind of like a spizzicato. Spiccato, not a spizzicato. Mixing up my words here. So yeah, cello dig. So you can definitely hear they're really digging into the strings. And that just seemed to fit with the style that I want to go with. And this is alternative solo strings from Spitfire audio. Again, I have some bass slaps just to kind of help with the hits. And this is from East West. Then I have a bass dig, though it is a spiccato. It's not really a dig, so it's a little bit less harsh. This is what the dig would sound like. Yeah, so it was just a little too long for what I was trying to go for. And these all have some little tiny bit of reverb on it. And then full dig is just a full ensemble from Cinematic Studio Strings with a staccato patch on. So I just added all that together, and then along with the tremolos. Again, this is from Cinematic Studio Strings. This is the first and second violin playing measured tremolos, which I have synced to the tempo of my DAW, which is Cubase. And so what this does is it actually plays two notes back and forth so that you can get the nice sounding piece right there. So usually with strings, string section, violin ones usually play a part, and then violin two play a part an octave above. And so how you kind of get this sounding, this like cinematic film score-y sounding string section is by doing that. So yeah, so those are string sections for those slaps and those digs. I also have a amplified cello right here to kind of help build up to the chorus, and this is a cello from Alternative Solo Strings. And that is a nice 4/3 suspension right there to transition. So there's that, and then it's also playing the melody in the second part of the chorus. Then in the beginning I have these two string patches from Novo, which is a VST made by Havocity. It's a string designer. And these are just playing the chords of the main theme. And so those are just kind of adding a little color to the beginning, a little feeling. Okay. So that's kind of how I came up with the string section. You'll see a little bit later where the melody is. Okay, well, let's get to the brass here. I've got a lot of horns. I think this is all 4 separate horns. Okay, yep. So we got a French horn section from Forzo. This is actually the full ensemble, so this is tuba, trombones, trumpet, French horns all together. Anyway, so this is playing the melody. So, yeah, you can definitely hear the melody in that, and then I added a second French horn section from East West. This one tended to have a little bit more on the top end, kind of a little bit punchier. So I added that to kind of bring out the melody a little bit more. So, yep, I had that, and then obviously at the end we have the build-up of these horns coming in. Again, a patch from Forzo. Going through a bunch of different effects on that plugin, that VST. And then we have here some distorted horns that I play in the beginning to help give it that more ominous feel. So yeah, as they continue on, they get more and more distorted. So I figured that would kind of help and give the feeling that I was looking for. All right, so that is the brass. Brass is playing the melody in the chorus. So go on to the effects now. The effects are from Rise and Hit, Contact, Native Instruments, plugin right here. These are just giving all the build-ups and the impacts and whatnot that you hear constantly throughout the piece, to the track, to kind of hit the cues and impact on the parts that they're looking to impact on. So go ahead and listen to this part. So yeah, you can tell that there's lots of things going on here. Have a nice rise, and then a hit. And then we have some impacts here that I think it's from one of these sample packs over here from Cubase. But it's just a hit, and then to build it up even more, I reversed it and kind of automated the volume up so that it would kind of bring it in a little bit better. And then right here we have some pads. So yeah, so I guess not too much going on there with the effects, just a couple tracks with that. Okay, and then we have some vocals. In here we just have a track of an opera singer, just to kind of help out and give a little more mysterious feel to it, to the beginning part, that is. So then that goes on playing the melody along with the French horns. And then we have a choir right here. And this choir is just kind of a generic choir that is pretty much playing everything. And that's just to kind of help out the melody, the harmony, chords, everything, just to kind of bring it up a little bit in the second section of the chorus to make it a little bit more epic and different from the previous 4 bars or 8 bars or whatever. Okay, so those are the vocal tracks, and then we have the synths. These synths are playing in the beginning. I've got 2 synths, or 1 synth pad here playing some chords from the main theme, and I have a sub as well. Okay, and those synths are from Arturia. Get that open here. Okay, so yeah, so Analog Lab from Arturia. It's just a patch from that. So I definitely like the feeling of that pad. It's kind of sad, mysterious, like. And then the sub here, just a sub from Serum, sine wave. And then I have the envelope attack up so that it's not just a straight hit of a sub, but it kind of leans into the sub. So that kind of goes along with the synth pad. Just to kind of, instead of it being a straight hit and then the synth comes in, the sub and the synth kind of grow together. So that's why I did that part. And then here we have another sub to go along with the digs, the string digs. I don't know if you can hear that or not. It might be a little bit too low. That's just to help the strings have a little more volume and impact when they're hitting. And then we have here a synth patch that is playing along with the French horns and the vocals, playing the melody. So I want something a little bit brassy, something to kind of blend in with the French horns and whatnot, and so I found this patch, Cinematic Brass. And so I kind of layered that on with the melody of the song to bring it out more. And yeah, it definitely helps. Definitely helped. So obviously we have these two tracks right here. This is the video track, the Animatic that Danon from Slack Shack sent me that had all the information on it, when shots were getting hit, when different things were happening, and so I went based off of that. And then he also sent me a temp track that he liked, that he kind of wanted me to base my music off of, kind of an orchestral style, and kind of go based off of the hits and the structure of that song that's right here. So yeah, this was definitely a lot of fun. I'm glad I could do it and that I could be a part of this project. And yeah, we'll go ahead and listen to it one more time, and then I'll get out of here. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't seen the video yet from Slack Shack, the trailer of Gravity Falls Season 3, there's a link in the description that'll bring you over to their page. It's great, great trailer, and I'm glad I could be a part of this. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.